Hey guys, Polar Bear Eclectic here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my entire Goosebumps collection, as you can see right there. Okay, now this is going to be at the exception of one episode that never released on home media. I'm not sure if they ever did it in Europe. I don't believe they did, but for whatever reason, the episode, the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, never made it to home media, which is a shame. So, and this is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of us are kind of waiting on that. For whatever reason, they didn't do it yet, but a lot of us are waiting on that Goosebumps complete series box set. I know Michael Goosebumps fan did a video on this. Everybody is waiting for the complete series box set for the main reason I believe that Cuckoo Clock of Doom was never released. That and a couple of these episodes here, like Werewolf Skin and the original Haunted Mask, was never on DVD even. So a lot of us are still waiting on that. So yeah, but aside from Cuckoo Clock of Doom, this right here is the complete Goosebumps home media. So we're gonna get into it. So we'll start off with the VHSs here. I hope nothing falls down, but let's start with the VHSs. First of all, we got the Haunted Mask right here. Classic episode. It's a lot of people's favorite episode. VHS tape. I believe I probably went on Kijiji and went in and drove out of town to get this, because I remember I was in a huge Goosebumps phase last year, 2020, around maybe April time, and I just had this urge to collect all the Goosebumps. It's something that I grew up with since a little kid. My mother and probably my grandmother know Goosebumps, so it even has the insert, which is cool. So yeah, that's the Haunted Mask. I don't really need to show you this one because this one is on DVD also, but I also have the VHS of Stay Out of the Basement. Night in Terror Tower is the same kind of situation. I hope you guys can see this good. It's a similar kind of situation with that one there. It's already on DVD. And then here's something that was not on DVD, and that is Werewolf Skin. So the only way that you're getting Werewolf Skin is if you get this guy right here, which is a shame again because it's a great episode. Great episode. Anybody that's seen it, you guys know it's a cool episode. Fell. Okay, so here's these 3-pack fill. Actually, let's do this first. Let's go this 2-parter pack right here, because they did this first. So they were doing these individuals for a while. I remember going to like my public library and seeing those in like 2003, 4, 5, 6, around that time. And then they got to this, and then they got to these. So we'll do this 2-parter here real quick first, which is Perfect School and My Best Friend is Invisible, which I believe they might have these. I don't think they have Perfect School separate. And this is the weird thing about the way that Goosebumps, I know My Best Friend is Invisible has its own. Let me know, does Perfect School have its own DVD? I don't remember it having its own DVD. So it's almost like the only way that you can get Perfect School is by getting this DVD right here, which is so weird that they would do stuff like this. You know what I mean? And now you get to these 3-part packs right here. So you have Monster Blood, Night of the Living Dummy, Say Cheese and Die, which is cool. You know, I'm happy. I have pretty much the entire TV series here except for one episode. But the problem is you go to the back here, and I know maybe some of you guys might know the episode list by heart. You go to the back here and you have Monster Blood, then you have more Monster Blood, then you have How to Kill a Monster, which How to Kill a Monster is the first episode of Goosebumps. The second episode, that's the first episode of Goosebumps, and it's the 3rd episode on this DVD, right? And then you look down here and you see 1995, 1996. You look down here, you see 1995, 97, because these are when the episodes released. So it's all over the place, which is just, excuse me for the camera, but it's all over the place, which is just kind of frustrating if you want to just watch the show in order. It is pretty crazy, you know what I mean? Or sorry, The Girl Who Cried Monster is the first episode. How to Kill a Monster is another random episode from a totally different season. You understand? From the second season. So it's it's great to own this stuff, but it's hard if you just want to kind of sit down and watch it in the order that you would have been watching it if you were watching it every day on TV. You know what I mean? So if you want to sit down and watch episode 1, season 1, episode 1, and watch it all the way to season 4, it's hard. But anyway, enough rambling. So on this set right here, you got Monster Blood, More Monster Blood, How to Kill a Monster, Girl Who Cried Monster. On this one is the Night of the Living Dummy DVD. And by the way, last thing, these are just compilation packs of these individual sets right here, right? And then the ones that didn't end up in one of these 6 triple packs, you got to go collect these. So you see what I mean? You got to do some digging, and you got to do some you got to be creative. You got to kind of do some digging. You got to figure out which episode. You got to go on Wikipedia or wherever you go and figure out which episode you don't have, and then figure out what DVD set that's in, and you got to collect the show. That's what I did, and it took me a few years before I finally had it all. And then you got the Say Cheese and Die Again. So good stuff. Then, wow, everything is just falling apart here. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. So then we got the 3-pack thriller for Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns, Headless Ghost, Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. So on this one, this is one of my favorite of the 3 packs. You got Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns, Vampire Breath, Let's Get Invisible, which is one of my favorite episodes. Then you got the Headless Ghost, which I hate. Awesome Ants. A lot of people don't like this episode. I really do. Teacher's Pet, wasn't a fan. Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. I think a lot of people have nostalgia for this episode. Don't Go to Sleep, Calling All Creeps, one of my favorites from a binge that I did like 7 years ago. This was actually the 6-pack that it took me years before I finally got it. Like I got that in 2015. I got all of these like around the same time. And then this 6th one, I didn't get this till 2020. So I had these sitting around for 5 years. It went out of print, all of that, for 5 years before I finally said, hey, let me pull the trigger and go get this. So Attack of the Mutant, The Blob That Ate Everyone, Go Eat Worms. Attack of the Mutant, and Phantom of the Auditor. I hate this episode. I think it's a spin-off, or I think it's a, not spin-off, it's a parody of Phantom of the Opera. The Blob That Ate Everyone, My Hairiest Adventure, Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Great episode. I hope the camera's not too shaky for you guys. Go Eat Worms, Bad Hair Day, Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, which is some people's, people love that episode right there. Next, One Day at Horrorland, Return of the Mummy, Shocker on Shock Street. One Day, I don't really need to talk about that episode. One Day at Horrorland is one of the, everybody knows that episode. Everybody loves that episode. Welcome to Camp Nightmare, great episode as well. This right here is just a great disc altogether. Okay, so next you have Goosebumps, Return of the Mummy. I'm not really into mummy. This is a mummy disc. I'm not really into mummies. So yeah, don't wake mummy, you can't scare me. Shocker on Shock Street. Again, this is another episode that a lot of people love. I grew up with nostalgia for this episode, but later on in life watching it, it's not as entertaining. Like this is one of those ones that on this DVD right here was one of those this is one of those ones me and my little sister used to always rent this from the library, and this was one of those ones that I got a lot of nostalgia for, but it's not that good. Click. Come on, man. Adam Sandler, they totally swagger jacked this episode for that movie. There's no doubt in my mind. I believe the episode is from one of the, I don't think Goosebumps 2000 books. I think it's from one of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps, one of those ones. You know, like still more tales to give you Goosebumps series books. So, which I actually didn't know. I always thought that every episode that wasn't a book was like a freestyle that they did. There's a couple of those in there, but like a lot of them that are not based on the original 62 books are from, you know, some of the spin-offs. Like, we'll get to Cry the Cat, but that's from the Goosebumps 2000s series. So next up, we got Ghost Beach. We got 2 more of these 3-packs here. Ghost Beach, Night in Terror Tower, Scary House. So on the Ghost Beach, this, you know, as I'm doing this video, I kind of wanted to watch Goosebumps again. It's been over a year since I watched it, so I might actually watch some of these again. I'm getting the vibe. But yeah, we got Ghost Beach, Barking Ghost, and Be Careful What You Wish For. Then we got Night in Terror Tower, Stay Out of the Basement, which most of you, man, listen, you guys know, if you're watching this video, you've probably seen all these episodes already. You guys know Stay Out of the Basement is arguably top 3. I wouldn't be mad if somebody said this is the best episode of Goosebumps ever. Like, this is an incredible episode. Incredible. The acting was on point. Incredible. And then Goosebumps Scary House episode. This was, I remember kind of zoning out of this episode a little bit, but whatever. I don't remember it being horrible. I didn't hate it or anything. Next, we got Chillology, which is not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but what I will say is the episode with the girl that got greedy for the money and she started turning into, spoiler alert, she turns into a pig. That was okay. The baseball episode always creeped me out, where he gets sucked into the baseball. And then I forgot what the first one was, or the second one, but the baseball episode always kind of creeped me out. The Ghost Next Door. This is my little sister's favorite Goosebumps episode. Even though I think it's kind of overrated, I really don't like this episode at all. Yeah, I really don't like this episode. I never did. Even as a kid, I never did. Goosebumps, It Came From Beneath the Sink, classic episode about the sponge. And Strained Peas, which is, of course, a lot of people know that this is possibly the worst Goosebumps episode out, but it's so bad that it might actually be good. One of the worst episodes of all time. I think it's from one of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps books. Okay, welcome to Dead House, classic episode. You know, I don't even really need to get into, like, this is focus. This is one of the, oh my God, I love this episode so much. You know, great episode. You know, and I actually really like this DVD too. Great stuff. I'll show this off again. Perfect School and My Best Friend is Invisible. You know, Perfect School. At one point, that was like probably my top 3 favorite episodes. You know, it's really good. The acting was pretty cool and it was pretty suspenseful. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still don't really understand the ending. I'm not really sure. Did he get out? Like, who really is it that you know what I mean? Who really is that? Okay. Next, we got The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. This is another one that's another great 2-parter classic. Next, we got Cry the Cat. This is from the Goosebumps 2000s book, which I used to have that book at a point. I'm not really a fan of this episode too much. I mean, this is where Goosebumps was really starting to wind down. You know, I think it was the last season, I believe. I believe this is from the last season. And you know, it was whatever. Like, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. How I Got My Shrunken Head. This is another one of those ones. You know, I remember this one from TV back in the day, watching this on TV or whatever. You know, yeah, not my favorite episode. I mean, nothing from season 4 is really my favorite episode. Deep Trouble. This was okay. The episode was. A lot of people say it's horrible, but it's not my. You know, it's cool. So that's Deep Trouble right there. And then, of course, the best for last. Haunted Mask 2. I prefer the Haunted Mask 1, but this one is still great. Still great. I know most of you guys are going to be a huge fan of this right here. And then everybody's favorite episode. And, you know, not for no reason. This is an incredible episode. Night of the Living Dummy 3. You know, just great stuff. You know, took the Night of the Living Dummy series and just perfected, you know, everything that we already loved about it. You know, great episode. But yeah, guys, this is the entire Goosebumps home media. So, you know, if you've been trying to collect Goosebumps or you want to collect Goosebumps and you don't know where to start because it's all over the place, this is a good reference video because this is all of it. So if you're missing any of these, you do not have the complete Goosebumps. So, yep, that's it. Like the video, comment down below what you guys would like to see next. Thanks for watching.